So when it comes to legal problems, most of us completely in the dark, right? We don't understand our rights or why they even matter. Well, there is one man we're going to introduce you to. His goal is to change the way you see the law and get you in the know. His name is Bobbie Celler of Celler Law, your personal injury attorneys. Bobbie, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me, Michelle.
Now, you started out representing national hospitals and physicians, right?
That's correct. Against insurance companies who didn't properly pay their medical bills.
Ah, okay. So tell me a little bit about that, how you got into that.
Sure. Well, you know, I never wanted to practice personal injury law because I always felt that there was a stigma, that stigma that came along with that.
Right, like all kinds of fraud and whatnot.
Right, and calling them ambulance chasers. And
yeah.
Although I had my own personal family tragedies, I didn't want to be caught up with that reputation, so I just didn't want to get involved with that. But an interesting thing happened. I noticed that a lot of these medical bills were obtained by patients who were seriously injured in these accidents, and the cause of their injuries was somebody else's fault, which their insurance policy would have covered.
Right.
So they're dodging phone calls, and they're not even responsible for the bill. So that leaves the hospital in a situation where they have to adjust that bill, and the patient's running and has bad credit.
Yeah.
So I said if I was going to do this, I wanted to do it the right way and represent people who are seriously injured.
Okay, and on a larger scale here, too, it's not just like car accidents. It's a lot of issues that affect women especially, too, right?
Absolutely. You have issues with YAS and other birth control defects. There are, you know,
like breast cancer,
that kind of cervical
thing?
cancer.
Sure.
There might be divorce issues out there. So we cover a wide range, not just personal injury. And, you know, I personally feel that, you know, someone shouldn't have to pay to get their legal questions answered.
Yeah, and let's talk about what's the problem here if, let's say, you're facing one of these issues, maybe divorce, even foreclosure, that kind of thing, and you don't get some expert help and advice and you try to go it alone. I mean, what are some of the problems that can arise there if you don't know what you're doing?
Sure. One of them is a lot of women are scared to ask. They don't want their husband to find out. So I want this to be a platform for us so that they can email the questions and then we could address these top issues. If it's a foreclosure issue, you may have to pay for an attorney. And I, again, believe that you should know your legal rights without having to pay a fee for that.
And this is great, you guys. This is your opportunity at home to kind of steer what we talk about on the show on a weekly basis, because we're taking a look at the email. You're sending your emails in, your problems, and we're going to pick one every week, right?
Correct. Questions at Celler Law, and what we'll do is we'll cover all the top issues. It may be bankruptcy this week, it may be immigration, it may be divorce, it may be an injury situation.
But all of those things are things we deal with on a daily.
Right, and there's nothing to be embarrassed about. I mean, it's something we all go through. So, you know, if they email their questions, email your questions to questions@cellerlaw.com, and we will address your topic.
Take the opportunity, guys. I'm telling you, every week we'll answer your questions, and if you want more info, you can head to our website as well, lifeloveshopping.com. Bobbie Celler, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.